Good morning, Kuwait. Good morning, everyone who's watching us through the KTV2 on this live stream. I am your host, Abdulaziz Darwish. We are coming to you live this morning from the Ministry of Information studios here in downtown Kuwait. This month we are celebrating our National Liberation Day of our lovely country, state of Kuwait. You will see the celebration everywhere, in all the governorates, in the streets, in the buildings, in government and also private sectors. And today we have too many things to share with you on our show, Good Morning Kuwait. And before we start, I would like to greet our working crew and also Sarah. Good morning, Sarah.
Well, good morning, Aziz, and good morning to you, dear viewers. Happy celebrations and happy morning to you, dear viewers. And today, as always, we have various segments and special guests that we are so happy and pleased to have them with us this morning. So please keep watching us till the end of the program and never go away. And as you mentioned, Aziz, we are living in a joyful, month, dear viewer, full of joyful and happiness because we are celebrating the liberation and the National Day of Kuwait. So happy celebrations to you all. And because of that, Aziz, yesterday it's actually launched the Green Island by the Touristic Enterprises Company. We called here in Kuwait Jazira Al Khadra, the Green Island, one of the most beautiful attractions and the touristic places here in Kuwait, isn't it, Aziz?
One of the touristic destinations, and now you know that the good thing during these days we are celebrating the National Liberation Day. You will see the celebration everywhere. And even we like to thank the effort of the touristic enterprises for the company about their huge effort during still also to cooperate and also to be involved for the National Liberation Day.
Yes.
Especially when you mention about the Green Island, I have too many good memories there. When I was young, I was to hang out there with my family, enjoying the time because it's like a Green Island, it's like in the middle of the sea.
Yes.
So there is one bridge already, it's like from the, we call it the Gulf Road until to reach the Green Island. It's a very beautiful place,
exactly.
Especially during in the winter time. You will see too many cafes, restaurants inside, and even too many things, activities for children also.
Wow, that's amazing. We know this is one of the most beautiful places back in our childhood. As you mentioned, we had too many events, too many exhibitions, too many things to do. Actually, back in 90s, and now finally it came back again to us. It was really one of the most beautiful places, and you know, this is actually first artificial island of its kind for about all the GCC region. Do you know that?
Which is?
The Green Island.
Nice.
That's amazing. And we have too many booths, too many events. So dear viewers, take your children, take your parents and enjoy celebrations. This is one of the most beautiful places, just the Green Island. And also we have too many places here in Kuwait.
And we speak about the celebrations. If you want to know more about the celebration in the state of Kuwait for the National Liberation Day, you can visit the website of the Ministry of Information, media.gov.kw. They have a calendar for all the celebrations inside the government and also the private sectors. Yesterday there will be a celebration for Kuwait municipality. It used to be one of the most in Kuwait. They are celebrating the National Liberation Day, and even today, even tomorrow, until the end of this month, the month of Kuwait.
The month of Kuwait. We appreciate all the efforts of how they make the residents and citizens happy in this beautiful and special month. So dear viewers, this month is really lovely as well as the weather. So how about Aziz to check the weather?
So dear viewers, we have a daily segment about the weather forecast, and you already know these days it's a lovely weather in our celebration month. So let's check it together. We'll be right back.
And now, dear viewers, with Kuna News and the first headline: Kuwait's relief initiative for quick hit Turkey and Syria comes at the behest of His Highness the Emir Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah and His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Mish'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, said the Minister of Information and Culture.
Rescue teams managed to save an eight-year-old child in Gaziantep province, southern Turkey, 155 hours after devastating earthquake, which hit the countries last Monday.
Launching primitive awareness campaigns are necessary for the overall state of force to tackle the evils of narcotics, said Governor of Al Ahmadi.
Kuwait Sport Federation is set to host Arab Police Practical Shooting Championship next Sunday. With unprecedented participation of 17 Arab countries, Federation Chief Major General Walid Ashhab in a press conference stated that the championship includes individual as well as teams-oriented competitions. This is our news for today. Let's go to this break. They will continue.
Well, we know, dear viewers, camping in Kuwait is a social habit that Kuwaitis have been accustomed for too many decades. With the advent of the winter season, in search of the rest and calm, away from routine and complicated actually of a daily life. And it is a search of the clarity of mind and also to be a really clarified of mind of the nature, isn't it?
Sure, indeed. And also Good Morning Kuwait program camera was visit police camp to talk about the role of the Ministry of Interior during the camping season and to find out the most important instructions that must be followed by the camping level. Let's watch this following report together and we'll be right back.
Good morning to our dear viewers and welcome to the Ministry of Interior segment. In order to help the public enjoy the season safely, we will go into more depth about the rules for camping. First of all, the spring camping locations are determined by Kuwait municipality. Any camps outside these locations will be removed. And for those who are planning to spend one day in the desert, we call it in Kuwait here Kashta, it's forbidden to set up a camp near military bases, oil sector facilities, electrical cables, and power lines. Avoid using exposed electrical cables as it may cause fire and safety hazards. Also, avoid placing light bulb and flammable materials in contact with the tent fabric and wooden poles. To prevent the possibility of suffocation from carbon monoxide, don't place fire pit inside the tent until the fire is completely put out. Also, remove the fire pit from the tent before going to sleep. When strong winds blow, make sure to put out the fire as soon as possible to prevent any potential fire hazards. Don't burn waste since fire spark may reach neighboring camps, and it's strictly forbidden to use licensed and unlicensed hunting weapons at the campsites. In accordance with the Child Protection Law, it is prohibited for minors under 17 years old to rent or drive any kinds of motorcycles in addition to buggies, quad bike on public roads. Finally, don't approach or tamper with any foreign objects at the camp, since it could be a mine or bomb. Therefore, make sure to report these foreign objects immediately through the emergency hotline 112. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm Captain Sarah Jamil, and this is Good Morning Kuwait.
And now, dear viewers, with our first interview segment for today. Sleeve gastrectomy is a surgery to remove part of the stomach with the aim of losing weight, which is done by reducing the size of the stomach by 70 to 85% of its original size. In the last 10 years, sleeve gastrectomy operations have begun remarkably, which makes us wonder about the reasons for the failure of some people to lose the required weight. What is the best way to maintain weight after the operation, and much more? To find out the answer of these questions, we are so pleased to welcome Dr. Mohammed Al-Sulaimi. He is a senior specialist general and bariatric surgery at the American Board of Surgery. So hello and good morning, Dr. Mohammed.
Good morning.
It's really so a privilege to have you with us this morning.
Thank you for hosting me.
You are most welcome. So it's really a deep, actually, topic, Dr. Mohammed, about obesity and sleeve gastrectomy, actually. So we know Kuwait is one of the most, actually, or the first on the top of the list of the obesity rates. So that really led to do such operation, which is sleeve gastrectomy. So can you please talk more about such operation?
All right, so the sleeve gastrectomy is one of the bariatric operations, which we mean are the weight loss surgeries. One of the options. We have other options like bypasses and balloons, but this is the most popular option because it's an easy operation to perform, and the complication rate has become very low now. It's almost like the complication rate is about 1 to 2%. So it's almost as safe as a gallbladder operation. So it's one of the safest operations, and it's an effective operation for weight loss for the patients who need to lose weight.
Yeah, so it became a safe actually operation. Does it have any actually risk for such operation as well?
All right. So as I said, the risk is now 1 to 2%. It used to be 5%, so it's now reduced by more than a half, by 1 to 2%. The small risk, the main risk, the main complication we're worried about is a leak. But fortunately, it's very low. As I said, it's about 1 to 2%. And now, because we do a lot of these operations, we're very experienced in dealing with the complications, like the leak. So we have a lot of tools to deal with the complications as well. So that's also very good.
That's amazing, doctor. So sleeve gastrectomy actually is losing or taking a large part from the stomach.
Right.
So some people, they say that the size of the stomach came back again after a while. Is that really true, doctor?
All right. So if the sleeve is performed properly by removing, removing the stomach in the proper way, which means removing the entire fundus of the stomach, then you should not have dilatation of the stomach. Now, if there's a problem there's a technical issue with the operation in which the fundus was not completely removed, then you can have dilatation of the stomach and weight regain. And weight regain is not also necessary because of the operation. There are other causes for weight regain other than a technical issue with the operation. But most of the time we see that because we have a lot of experience of doing these operations now, we see that the weight regain is not really a technical issue with the operation, which means the dilatation of the stomach, but it means there's something wrong with what the patient is doing or a genetic issue with the patient.
So there's two problems actually, regain the weight, let's say, and then the size of the stomach came back again actually after a while. So let's talk about regain the weight. Some people after like 6 months, they came back or they be like the same weight as before, maybe more than that. So what is the reason because of that? Because the bad habit they are doing?
Right. So as I said, it could be a technical issue with the operation, which means the fundus will not move, but we don't see that a lot. The main problem is the diet of the patient. So what happens with these patients, they start eating foods which have a lot of calories in them, which is mainly sweets, if you see that.
Okay.
So even a small amount of sweets has a lot of calories. If you're going to go eat something like a kunafa, that has 1,000 calories. If you're going to eat 2 portions of that, that's 2,000 calories already. So this is the problem, is the dieting habits of the patient. The patient should, eat unprocessed foods and low in calories. If you're going to go eat caloric dense foods, even if you eat a small amount with the small stomach you have, you're going to gain weight.
Yeah, some people, they love actually sweets and chocolate.
That's right.
So when actually they are allowed to eat sweets after the operation, after 6 months, let's say? Or
We advise them not to eat any sweets.
Oh, okay.
We do. So to avoid weight regain for the first year at least.
First year. And after that, they can take.
They can
like
eat small amounts,
small
but not
amounts.
a lot. If they start eating a lot, then they're gonna get weight regain.
No, that's amazing. So after the weight returns to what it was before, Dr. Mohammed, after the operation, is it possible to perform actually another operation after that?
All right, so there are options for weight regain after sleeve. So we need to know what's going on with the sleeve first. We need to make sure there's no dilatation of the sleeve. So what we do is a special X-ray, which is called a fluoroscopic study, to see if we have a retained fundus. And we also do an endoscopy where we put a tube inside and look inside the stomach. If the sleeve looks normal, then we need to change to a different operation, like a bypass for the patient.
For example, so can you talk more or explain more about such operation, doctor?
All right, so what we do in a bypass is we make the stomach smaller even more. So the size of the stomach in the sleeve is the size of a banana. So in the bypass, we make it even smaller. It becomes the size of an apple or the fist of your hand. And then we connect this to the bowel. We bypass 150 centimeters of bowel. And then we connect this to the small stomach. So the stomach is smaller, so there's more restriction. And we bypass some intestine.
Yes.
So by bypassing intestine, we have some malabsorption. So we have 2 ways of losing the weight: malabsorption and the smaller stomach.
Oh,
so that's a more powerful operation. We do it for the weight regain patients and for patients who have even higher weights than the ones who get, very high weight patients.
So it depends on the case, actually.
It depends on the case, that's right.
And the weight as well, isn't it?
That's right.
So which one is more efficient or better? Which operation is much better than the sleeve gastrectomy? They say it's the easiest way to lose weight. Is that true?
So it is the easiest operation to do for the surgeon. It's easier also on the patient because you still have a stomach, you still have somewhat normal anatomy. So it is the easier operation, but it's also a very effective operation.
Effective operation.
Yeah.
So, doctor, some people after having such operations of losing weight, they have some sagging in their actually skin. So, what actually procedure to they tighten up their skin and became like a fit and healthy
Right.
body and face as well?
Right, so this can happen. It's inevitable sometimes in some patients, depending on genetic factors. But what we advise them to do, so they don't to minimize this or to minimize this, is to drink a lot of water.
Okay.
Hydration is important for the skin to help with the elasticity of the skin. So drinking a lot of water is important. And then you want to maintain a high amount of protein. You want to maintain muscle mass. So you want to eat a lot of protein in your diet. So what patients do from the sleeve, they stop eating and they lose a lot of weight very suddenly, and then they get they get the sagging skin, as you say. So what you want to do is not to be tempted by not eating a lot. You need to eat as your doctor prescribes for you, and you want to make sure you have a lot of protein in your diet.
That's amazing. So what about before actually the operation? Are there any procedures or steps that you provide or advise your patients to follow actually?
All right, so we do advise them to, first of all, so we advise them to reduce their caloric intake before the surgery. So if they have a large liver, for example, reducing their caloric intake before the surgery by 2 weeks shrinks the liver, and it helps make the operation easier. Other than that, there's nothing else really.
Yes, that's amazing. So let's talk about the one of the medical developments, which is endoscopes, doctor.
Right.
Can you elaborate more about such a patient?
Oh, so these are new procedures which you can go through without even having the patient go into general anesthesia. You can do it through just local anesthesia here. You can go through the endoscope, which is a tube, you put it in your mouth, and you can suture the stomach from the inside and make it smaller. It's called an endoscopic sleeve.
Yes.
This is a new operation. It's effective, but it's not as effective as the sleeve, but it does help with weight loss, and it's an option for patients who are not as overweight.
Yes.
Or not as obese as the other some patients, and it's also a good operation for patients who cannot go for general anesthesia.
Okay.
They have multiple problems, heart problems, lung problems, and they can't go under general anesthesia, and this is a good operation for them to lose weight.
To lose weight.
Yeah.
So what are some cases actually? You mentioned some of them, but some people, they have obesity like more than is usual.
Right.
So that the surgery cannot be performed, isn't it? Some cases. Are
So
there
some cases they are very, very obese and they can't have the operation under general anesthesia. It's in rare cases. Most of the time we can do these operations, but in the very rare cases, what we do is these, the options like a balloon, placement of a balloon to help lose weight, and the endoscopic sleeve.
Okay.
So they will lose weight, and then they will lose enough weight for us to do the definitive operation later on. So it's called a bridging option.
Bridging option.
Yeah.
So what are the required examination before performing any kind of operation, as you mentioned?
Right, so we need to first examine the patient, take a history from the patient, and then some lab tests. We check their hemoglobin levels, we check their nutritional levels. So we need to check their protein, their vitamin D. We need to check their thyroid functions to make sure their thyroid is working and it's not the cause of their obesity. And then finally, we do an endoscopy just to make sure there's nothing inside the stomach which is not normal.
Yes.
And then basically we can go ahead.
That's amazing. So what is your advice, doctor, to avoid having obesity at all?
All right, so it's very hard. Some people, so there's a genetic predisposition to some people with obesity. No matter what they do, they'll get obese. So these patients need to not hesitate to go ahead with these operations. Other than that, if you're not, if you don't have any genetic problem, but you're gaining weight.
Yes.
So you need to watch your diet. So you want to go with something called a Mediterranean diet.
Yes.
So what's a Mediterranean diet? It's a diet. Basically, it's eaten in Greece, Italy, these countries, Lebanon. So what they go for is meat, but mostly white meat. It's chicken or fish.
Yes.
And it's rich in protein, and it's rich in healthy fats like nuts and olive oil. Okay, and there's no processed foods in their diet. It's basically unprocessed cereals, vegetables, and fruit.
Yes.
So if you try and go with this, and then with an exercise program, and if you can't exercise for some reason, you need to walk. You need to watch your steps. So you can get one of these phones or watches, and you need to do at least 10,000 steps.
Wow.
If you can do 12,000 steps, that's even better. So with this combination of a Mediterranean diet, some exercise, walking, then
Hopefully.
you should be able to
And
lose
not
weight
eating too much kanafa.
and not eat too much kumafa. That's important.
That's
Yes.
important. Thank you,
Yeah.
Doctor, for your generous information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Big thanks and appreciation to our dear guest, actually, Dr. Mohammed Sulaimi. So, over the course of 3 days, the Sahara Equestrian Resort competition was held in Kuwait. Good Morning Kuwait program camera was present at that event. So how about to take a look at this report, and we'll be right back to you.
Hello, my name is Ahmed Al-Baghli. I'm representing Misail Equestrian Club. Today I'm joining the 110-115 centimeter, the two-phase. And this is the first competition at Sahara Resort. It's really beautiful. The environment and the atmosphere is wonderful here. So we wish to myself first and all other riders the best today.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Al Thani, and I ride from 2014, and my age is 12 years old. And yeah, not all of the times, but I win some of them. And yeah, I competed before. Of course, yeah, I'm so excited for the competition today, and I'm jumping, inshallah. And yeah, that's it. My dad, before, when I was a kid, he took me to the horse riding club, so I liked it.
Hello, my name is Ali Al Ramadan. I am 16 years old. I've been riding for almost 5 years. So basically, I compete throughout the season regularly. And today it's my first competition at Sahara Resort at category 110, 115, two-phase. And hopefully we can have a good run. So the vibe here at Sahara Resort, it's very warm, welcoming, and it's very also nice to be here at such a massive area full of greenery, trees, and you know, it's really amazing to be here first time, and I'm really impressed of the how competition is organized, and looking forward to the competition. So what I have to say is that before you enter any height level, you should take your time, be patient with your horse, and always give your horse the space to improve, and just give him like really time.
I'm Sharon El Gaoud. I'm an FEI Level 3 judge and steward, and I am one of the judging panel here at Sahara Equestrian Resort for the competition this weekend. Today here at Sahara, it's the first competition we've held here, and it's a truly amazing setup. And really, I was speechless earlier today when I came in and saw the facilities on offer here for the riding, for all equestrian lovers. Competition here so far, we've run 2 classes. We're halfway through the second class. We had a few entries in the first class of the evening because, to be honest, we had 2 international competitions here in Kuwait, so a lot of riders are resting their horses. We have another international competition next week also. So, for horse welfare, some riders will be resting them, getting ready for that. I've been an international judge for about 20 years now, and also a steward for the FEI. I'm very fortunate. I travel all over the world judging and stewarding. And yeah, the riders here this weekend, I think they're really going to enjoy this. The venue is superb. The facility for bringing on the young riders. This competition is all about the up-and-coming riders here in Kuwait, all equestrians, so it's fabulous. I'd like to tell everybody, whether they be an equestrian or a non-equestrian, come along to Sahara this weekend. Come and see what's happening. There for sure is going to be more events over here. It's going to get better and better. Not that it's good already, it really is. It's excellent. And yeah, come and join us in the equestrian world. The riders here, I'm sure you can see as your camera goes around that, they will. It's the first one. So it's perhaps not as many people here tonight, but you see tomorrow and the next day, we're going to be really busy and they'll love it.
Hi, my name is Isra Al Abdullah. I'm a rider at Sahara Equestrian Resort. I'm also the organizer of this show and an employee at Sahara Equestrian Resort. I've loved horse riding all my life. It's my passion since I was a kid. So I used my passion to use it as a lifestyle job and lifestyle everyday. I started riding since I was a kid, but I took it as a professional, like school level, like 12, 13 years ago. I started in clubs in Kuwait. I tried many clubs, and finally I ended up working in one and riding in the most luxurious one in Kuwait.
We are back to our show again. Good morning, Kuwait. We are moving for our second interview segment. We'll talk about some we call the Proud of Kuwait. Our guest today is one of the Kuwaiti heroes. He already achieved a new world record for Kuwait with the fastest swim in creek. He already covered a distance of 21 kilometers in time of 10 hours and 25 minutes, breaking the previous record of 14 hours recorded in the Guinness Book of Records. Therefore, we are pleased to celebrate today this great achievement that raised the name of Kuwaiti high in international forums. And also we are pleased to have with us today this morning Naval Staff Colonel Engineer Yusuf Al-Shatti, new world record holder for swimming in the Guinness Book of Record. Hello our hero and good morning.
Good morning everyone. Thank you for having me here and I really appreciate it. Thanks.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today in our show. Good morning Kuwait. We are very privileged and we are very happy.
Thanks.
And you are one of the, we call it the Proud of Kuwait.
Thank you. It means a lot to me.
You're most welcome. You already deserve it. You raised our name, the state of Kuwait, our country, representing us very well in the world by entering the Guinness Book of Record.
Yes.
Great achievement.
Thank you.
Too many things, too many obstacles you faced.
Yeah, yes.
How does it feel at the end after the accomplishment when you see your family?
To be honest, feeling really pride, and I was really proud having all my family and all my friends waiting for me at the finish line at the beach. I cannot explain the feelings, to be honest. There is no words to explain the feelings, but that's really correct. As you mentioned, I faced really a lot of obstacles, especially nowadays we are in the winter, as you know, and the weather was super cold. The water was super cold as well. It was like about 12 degrees Celsius. And the current at this area, you know, as you know, like in Kuwait Bay, the current very strong down there. And this is one of the obstacles which I faced. But alhamdulillah, after believing in God and believing in myself, I accomplished this achievement.
You see already my smile. Like when I'm listening to you, alhamdulillah, it's like the smile we call it for appreciation.
Thank you.
Satisfaction.
Thank you.
John Al-Kuwait, you see already the video, the preparation, when you're prepared for swimming.
Yes.
And you have a working crew working with you and you're preparing.
Exactly.
Now, can you share to us even about the viewers? Let us feel how you are preparing. How did you prepare for this competition?
Actually, for this achievement, we had training about 2 months and a half, and I was fully supported by my family, the Kuwait Naval Forces, especially the Special Forces Brigade. So we had our plan, and I had a special coach for my swimming. His name is Mohammed Zakaria. I say hi to him.
I would like to send our gratitude also.
Exactly. And also I had special nutritionist guy. His name Abdulaziz Al-Shab. We had the plan for a couple of months and a half. And a week before the big event, we did a rehearsal. We said, like, let's swim for 15K at the same location.
Same location?
Same location. 15K. So we have another 6K to have the Guinness World Record. Everything went very well. We finished it in 6 hours.
I want to ask you about the time.
Yeah, in 6 hours, more than what we was expecting. Everything was really perfect, but I was really lucky to have the whole full support from my team and my guys from the Kuwait Naval Forces.
And there is something else. I saw already when you already do the rehearsal with your working crew, people who usually been inside the ocean, sometimes you feel circumstances, the weather change.
Seasickness.
The seasickness,
like Yes.
So when you do like swimming for one direction for 6 hours, what about when after you finished, you face something for sure, maybe the strain of the muscles, maybe you think about the food you ate already. So it's like a rehearsal, but something more than a rehearsal.
Exactly. Like the thing is, we was actually the most important point was trying to swim long time in this kind of cold water, because you know in this kind of cold water you can get hypothermia, and this is very dangerous. And this is one of the things which we was really worried about. We wasn't worried about the performance or the fitness level which I had. I was really trained very well for this event, but we was worried about the sickness which can get from
And this is the satisfaction video.
This is the cherry in the top of the cake, as they say. So it was really something special to me. One of my best, happiest days in life, to be honest.
And that time, how was it feel that time?
Great. To be honest, great. There's no word to explain, as I told you under the air, like there's no word to explain my feeling at this time. But after we finished from arriving to the beach, we went to the clinic, and my temperature was 35 degrees Celsius. So I was like really low. But alhamdulillah, everything went very well. And if you see the happiness in all my friends' faces and my crew team, this means a lot to me. This means life, you know.
Satisfaction. And we are also we're very proud of you for this amazing achievement. You are a great ambassador for the sports industry, by the way. And now, after this great achievement, I know the viewers are eager to know more about your CV. So we'll go back again for not in the beginning, in the middle of this achievement. Like we have too many steps to talk about. Too many, we call it too many journeys. So there is like very competition already attended, and you accomplished a lot. Like there is achievement in Eastern Asia and too many around the world. So tell me, can you share to us more about the achievement? But before we talk about it, our working crew prepared this amazing picture.
Oh, my dad
this thing we will not forget.
The best supporters. The best, like, there's no words to explain to them how I'm really thankful for what they have done for me. You know, I'm in this position because of God and because of my parents. They always support me. They always pray for me. And I'm really lucky to have my parents besides me. You know?
And there is something else. This we call it one of the moment you will not forget.
Exactly.
And you already get rewarded by His Highness, the Crown Prince, Sheikh Mish'al Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah. I saw the photo even in your account, social media, and it's here.
He's my second dad, to be honest. The meeting at that time, it was like a dream. You know, any kid would dream to have a time to spend it with the Crown Prince, Sheikh Mish'al, and he was really thankful for what I have done. And this kind of things doesn't support only Yusuf Al-Shati, it supports all the youth people in Kuwait and encourage them to do their best. But he was really humble, he was really amazing. Like this kind of meetings give us the boost and the belief in us that we can achieve everything because we have people behind us. They appreciate the hard work which we do for our country.
And also I see also some photos for the Guinness World Record certificate. And even we saw the latest photo by His Excellency the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Defense, Acting Interior Minister Sheikh Talal Al-Sabah. It's like another photo. It's like two. And you put also one picture. Can you name it? It's like pride
and I forgot the words.
Like so we call it masculinity.
Masculinity, exactly. Because Sheikh Talal, he was one of my best supporters, to be honest. Like even in my old achievements before, he called me by his personal phone and he was congrats me about the hard work which I have done. And when we planned for this event, we sent him an official letter so it can be under his attendance, and he said like, yeah, go for it, and he gave the orders.
Full support.
Yeah, full support from his side. So I really appreciate, and I'm really lucky to have all this full support from.
And also we are lucky today you are here and you share us more about your achievement and about having. And this another photo.
See, yeah, this is one of my friend's son. Like, yeah, I'm in love with him. He's like super active, and he think I'm like one of the heroes in the movies.
And you
know?
become idols for the young generation. And people are gonna show you, even the family, see maybe you give them encouragement to be the best. So now you are be like a great ambassador to them.
Alhamdulillah.
You feel like a more responsibility, Yusuf.
Exactly, of course. Like as you see now, like with all this kind of social media, you try to represent the good side of the humanity, like being kind, being humble, at the same time being aggressive for your goals and being like really a hard work. And most of the people, as we talked before, they have lack of confidence. You know, this is one of the main key.
You have to be
successful.
believe in yourself.
Exactly. You must believe in yourself. First, believe in God, and after that, you need to believe in yourself. And like this, you will be unstoppable.
And also, you have to be too much brainstorming.
Exactly.
You have to be too much analytical.
And consistently, like you need to continue doing what you have done, and you need to love what you do as well. Don't try to do things make people forcing you to do it. See what's your goals, what do you love to do, and do it with passion, with love. And like this, you will achieve everything.
You will achieve everything. Before we talk about the photos, I already give you like a hint. We'll talk about your achievement before you get the Guinness World of Records inside this book, amazing book.
Yes.
So you've been to many competitions.
Exactly.
You in the Gulf, in the Arab region. You are the first Kuwaiti and the first one in the Arab region, and the third Arab climb one of the, we call the summits.
Ahmad yes. I was totally novice. I never climbed any mountain
in your life.
In my whole life, never ever. So I was totally novice climber. And Ahmad Ablam, it's very famous. It's like kind of the second toughest mountain.
Here it's in the sea.
Yeah,
now it's like in the
in the mountain again, in the top.
Yeah.
So it was very tough. It was very challenging. And at the same time, when I reach the top with the Nepalian teams, we bring one of the biggest flag in the planet. It was the Kuwaiti flag, and it was a huge celebration for us. So it was really tough, to be honest, but it was a great challenge. I learned a lot.
And also this like a great achievement. What about the Ironman competition?
Oh, Ironman! Like this is the breaking point of me, like switching to another point. My background, I used to be an OCR athlete, obstacle course racing, and I had a lot of achievement, but because of Corona and COVID-19, you know, all the gyms, they've been closed. So I try to do outdoor activities. And triathlon sport, you do like swim, bike and run. So all of them outdoor, you don't need a gym. So I switched to this sport, and alhamdulillah, after a year and a half, I qualified to Kona, the world championship for the Ironman. And I was the first Kuwaiti ever since 1978, when this is sport start. I get qualified. At the same time, I crossed the finish line with my full military uniform, with the Kuwaiti flag representing my country. So it was a great achievement.
Yeah, amazing achievement. Too many achievements. Now it's in your closet, and too many trophies you have in your home. So this kind of achievement, and especially you prepared yourself during Corona, pandemic. So there is like no excuse.
Yes,
just like I want you to send a message like you prepare yourself during Corona time. You do outdoors. You do outdoor activities, even indoor. You prepare for a big competition. It's like if you have something in your mind, you have to go strict to the goal.
Adaptation. This is the key word. Like people, they always struggle and they face problem, but they don't adapt for what's around them. You need to have this kind of adaptation for what's going on. And like this is one of the key of successful person. And as you said, set a goal and be really aggressive. Go after it. Hunt your goals. Don't wait for the chances to come to you. You need to hunt the chance. So this is one of the things I always advise my guys around me. You must be aggressive. You must be greedy for your goals. With all respect, you need to be humble, great human, helping people around you, but at the same time, be aggressive, and like this, you will have all your achievements.
And this is like speaking about the achievement, and thank you so much for sharing amazing things, amazing tips for everyone who's watching us through the KTV2. But I know like everyone have his too many dreams. But if you finish a goal, you have to think about another goal. It's not enough for you. You have to always motivate yourself.
It's addiction.
Addiction, yes, it's for sure addiction. If you do something, you want to do better. So what about your future agenda? What you are preparing for?
Actually, we're having two big events. Inshallah, we are working on it. One of it, I'm planning to summit Everest without oxygen. So I would be the first Arab ever in history to summit Everest without oxygen. And the other goal, probably I'm planning to swim from Kuwait to Bahrain, which is about 15 days in October. So still we are not sure about it. We are studying these cases. And inshallah, hopefully things will go well.
The thing you already mentioned to us, for sure you will be again here. We'll talk more about this amazing achievement in the future. But when you prepare for these big things, I know lack of oxygen or even like 15 days swimming, it need too many like food settlements, food schedule, schedule for training, for sleeping. Because you are pointing, you are studying. Because I know yourself, you like to work under the stress. I noticed like
love that.
You
You're totally
love to
right.
reach your limit.
Exactly.
You want to reach your breaking point.
Exactly.
Every time you do more break for your breaking point,
You're
it's
totally
like
right.
give you this one, gave you satisfaction.
Yes, yes. This is, as I told you, the addiction. I love this kind of feeling. You really are amazing. Like you mentioned, like
Thank
I
you.
love to work
Thank you.
under stress. I feel this is kind of hormones in my body giving me happiness, giving me kind of loving life, making me feel I am alive. So working at this kind of point to achieve big achievements, as you said, you need to have
Schedules.
elements
Yeah.
to achieve, like working with the correct people in this kind of fields, like nutrition. You need to go to one of the best nutritionists for sport.
Yes.
You need to have your physiotherapist. You need to have a great coach in kind of each sport. And if you collect all this kind of elements, this is the team which can lift you up and make everything easy for you to achieve your goals.
And there is something else, time
Management.
Time management.
Time management.
And our family supporting to you about the time management. It takes
Yes.
time because you have to
Yes.
sacrifice a lot.
Exactly.
More time for the sport, more time for your goal.
Exactly.
How about the time management?
It's only about time, as you mentioned. Like in the beginning, my parents, they was struggling to understand me because spending a lot of money traveling and courses, training, at the same time, you don't spend that much time with them. Even your friend,
Yes.
sometimes you lose some friends because you don't spend time with them. As you know, in the Kuwaiti cultures, duania, dinners, and so make the people around you understand your type of life.
But after the achievement,
They will understand everything.
understand,
Yeah, of
change.
course. So it's only about time, only about making them see what kind of type
you
of
do.
life you're having, and like this, they will appreciate you at the end.
And also you're working too many things. So, and let's talk about, before we conclude, military work or Navy.
Yes.
How it's like supporting you as your personality now?
Being in the Navy, it's my life. I love my work. My second home is my work, actually. So it's really pride. I'm really proud to be under the Kuwait Naval Forces, especially under the Special Forces Brigade. They have the full support for me. Like they always support me with everything they can. And it's really amazing to represent your country from the military side, because it's a lot of sacrifice and being a great example for the youth and the young generations. So I'm really lucky to be around them.
And also we are very lucky you are with us here in the
Thank
studio.
you.
We can say all the time, good times run very fast.
Yes, exactly.
We didn't fill the time. Thank you so much, our hero. And for
Thanks.
sure you'll be again here to talk more about your next achievement.
Inshallah,
Thank you.
I promise you. I promise you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And dear viewers, we already pleased to have with us today. Today we already interviewed engineer Yusuf Al-Shatti, the pride of Kuwait. He talked more about his achievement, about he already attended state of Kuwait as inside the Guinness World Record. Now we'll go about another thing, we call it another corner in the studio with my colleague Sarah Al-Bakr. Sarah, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Aziz, and thank you, our guest, Yusuf Al-Shatti. Now, dear viewers, after our interview segments, let's move on to the external segment with our colleague, Saad Al-Azmi, who are located in the Radisson Blu Hotel to cover the activities of the Gulf Waste Management and Recycling Forum. So, hello and good morning, Saad.
Hello and good morning to you, Sarah, and to all of our KTV2 viewers. I am at the Gulf Waste Management and Recycling Forum to learn about how to manage waste and to know more about energy transition. And here with me, Dr. Mohammed Al-Shawab from the Department of Environmental Technology Management at Kuwait University. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us about the forum, Gulf Waste?
Yes, as you know now, the world is facing challenges when it comes in dealing with waste and energy. So the idea or the objective of this conference is to find or to shed the light, first of all, on the challenges facing the region in terms of dealing with waste and finding sustainable, renewable energy, and also address the latest innovations and technologies and solutions in dealing with waste, making it sustainable, and also finding clean, renewable energy, specifically green hydrogen. Additionally, we have experts visiting from the region and the world to discuss these issues and also focus on the regional experience in dealing with waste management. Additionally, we have an expo that showcases the private sector and the market solutions available now in renewable energy and waste management.
Yes. Can you explain to us, to the average viewer, what is the concept of recycling?
Yes, recycling is actually a part of a bigger framework that deals with the economy as a whole, and we call it circular economy. The way our economies work now is linear, meaning we extract, use, and dispose, and that puts a pressure on the environment and resources, and it costs us money. The idea of circular economy is that we take the waste and utilize it and use it in other sectors. A simple example to that is waste to energy, where we take waste and convert it into energy, or wastewater and use it for agriculture. This framework depends on not only recycling, but also reuse, sharing the resources, and also recycling. The benefits of this is that we can save money, save the environment, create new jobs, which is very important for the region. Thank you.
I will go back to the Gulf Waste Management and Recycling Forum, which is concerned with the GCC countries. Tell us about the objectives that achieved already for this forum.
The objectives that were achieved regionally, actually, the entire GCC is investing heavily in renewable energy and waste management. For example, Kuwait, we've invested in solar and wind energy, and it's actually operational now. Qatar invested heavily in waste management and converting the waste into energy. The UAE and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are investing currently in the green hydrogen, which is the fuel of the future.
Do you have a word to the viewers, to the public, about how to waste manage?
Yes, from a public perspective, I mean, we don't ask much from the public. It's a very big framework. All we ask for you is to like conserve and not waste, and try to segregate waste. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed Shawaf. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
That was Dr. Mohammed Shawaf from Kuwait University, and here with me, regional manager of one of the biggest companies taking part at the forum, Mr. Hafid Sadiqi. Hello.
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us about this forum and you participating in this?
We are extremely happy to be a part of this Gulf Waste Management and Recycling Forum. We are an international paint manufacturing company. We have operations in all parts of the world. And in fact, in Kuwait, we are almost 30 years in Kuwait. And we give extremely high importance for sustainability initiatives. We have many sustainable initiatives. Being a paint company, we actually give a lot of importance for eliminating carbon emissions from our operations. And one of the things what we do for this is, we make less VOC products, from solvent-based products to water-based products, and heavily solvented products to low solvent products. This is one major initiative what we have. Another thing what we do is we are eliminating the hazardous materials from our formulations. We have, for example, we have eliminated formaldehyde, we have eliminated APEO, we have eliminated heavy metals from our formulations. Another thing what we do is we give a very high importance for recycling and the reusage of the wastage. And of course, the electricity management, energy management is also another area where we focus. We're moving from fossil-based, energy generation to renewable energy sources. So put together, if we are able to do all these things, we are sure we will be able to, reduce the carbon emission from our operations into the environment.
Mr. Hafid Sadiq, thank you so much for.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
That was Hafid Sadiqi, one of the participating in this Gulf Waste Management, to be clean in the hydrogen transition and also manage waste. And now back at you in the studio.
Special thanks to my colleague Saad Al-Azmi for reporting for the conference which will be held in one of the conferences and one of the hotels in the state of Kuwait. And today now we reached the end, Sarah.
We reached the end. It was really rich episode. I hope you enjoyed it, dear viewer, as much as we did. See you for the next one, and happy celebrations.
See you tomorrow. Happy celebration.